we are going to be taking a look at this carbon fiber drive shaft from Gulf Coast Driveshaft. Specifically, what a drive shaft does is it connects your transmission to your rear axles. If you take a look up front, we have our slip yoke, which allows the rear to move up and down, so the drive shaft has to get a little bit longer when you're bouncing around. And then we have our universal joints on the rear axle end. So, why is this out of the fair lane and why is this in front of us? Well, sometimes drive shaft bonds can break. So specifically, the yoke side of the drive shaft can unbond itself because of the curing and heat. It just sometimes happens, and it ended up happening to us in the fair lane. So we ran over to Gulf Coast Driveshaft. We got it figured all out. They rebuilt it for us in 2 days, which is crazy. And now we are going to install it. Drive shafts are not that hard to take out or install. They actually take upwards to 5 minutes. So really easy, 4 bolts. So let's go do it. Now that we have all our stuff together, we have our universal straps and we have literally our 4 bolts and washers. And that's pretty much all it takes for a drive shaft. Make sure it's the right way and let's go and put it in. Oh, yeah. So, what you have to do is you have to line up the slip yoke to the transmission, which is up here. And first, you line up the slip with the transmission and you wiggle it around to try and fit it properly. Be really careful of the universal axles. Once you get it in, slip it down to the rear axle, and the universal joints should line up with the open holes like that. Make sure that you line it up with the drive shaft to your rear axle, and then you're going to take your universal straps and you're going to put them in between the rear axle needle bearings, and then you just put your washer on.
You see how much they pulled that universal joint in, right? How many times you're turning it? Mm-hmm. That's because it needs to get pulled in like a press.
This is probably one of the easiest parts ever.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so make sure that you are really making them tight. We go gorilla strength them. That one's good. Alright, and then you are done with your drive shaft. Alright y'all, so that's how you do a drive shaft. That's how you get it done. They're quick, they're simple, they're easy. Go out there, torque your car a little too hard, unbond your drive shaft, get a new one, and put it back in. Y'all got it.